Dawn of the first day. 72 hours remain. Hello everyone, Treecks here and welcome back to the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. Last time we got started in the mountains, we saw the problems there. It is frozen over, it is eternal winter. Something the Gorons can't really stand. However, we did not completely finish that place because the dungeon I have saved for this cycle. And the reason why we will see the moment I have finished the dungeon. At least hoping I'm able to do it in 1 day time. Because before the second day begins, I want that dungeon to be cleared. And therefore I don't really have a whole lot of time to waste. It is time to head to the Snowhead Temple. As you may remember, when we did the preparation work in the mountains, we actually learned a song. A Goron lullaby that's able to put everything to sleep. Combine that with the fact that we have a giant Goron creating a blizzard here at the Snowhead Temple for some reason, preventing anybody to actually get there. As giant and as invisible as this Goron may be, you guessed it, we can still put it to sleep. Play the Goron's lullaby and you should be able to put even this giant fellow to sleep. If I only remembered how the song went. Okay, I should know how this goes. I still have the Nintendo 64 notes in my head. No. Yeah, LYX, it was LYX. Okay, now I've got it. Bam! I'm learning. Okay, Goron lullaby. Even this giant mysterious Goron can't stand these notes. Struggle all you want, but sleep you cannot prevent. Putting an end to the mysterious blizzard. And he's even nice enough to actually fall off the cliff for us. Ow! It does not mean that all the obstacles are gone, the giant snowballs are still a thing. But at least we actually can reach the Snowhead Temple now. And we will find out why he was actually blowing this blizzard later. Trust me, there's a reason. But we will not find out quite yet. We do find out there is actually an opening here. And that is actually for another fairy fountain. As you may guess, there's another broken up great fairy. So we need to look out for more stray fairies in the next dungeon. And this is where their fountain is. Okay, and now for the dungeon itself. I do want to clear this in 1 day time, so I do need to hurry this up a little bit. In order to enter the temple, we go up this ramp, spiraling up the tower. Oh, awesome. First try. Not always able to do that. But anyway, once we're up here, we find the entrance to the source of this winter, the Snowhead Temple. Hi guys. Oh, there's a lot more of them than I thought. Okay, they are out of my hair. Let's go push this block. Very big, heavy block. Only Goron Link can push that, obviously. Okay, let's get rid of this wall first. Okay, we find out there's a locked door here. We find there's a frozen door there. Leaving only one option for us. Let's head into the right wing. Okay, we immediately see a couple of stray fairies already. No masks. Let's bring out our Great Fairy mask again. Something we need in this place, of course. Let's shoot these first couple of bubbles that we see. We've barely started and we've already got 2 of them. Thank you. Okay, moving on. This is pretty obvious. We find a ramp, so it's Goron jump time again. We don't have to worry about these ice enemies. They will not be able to hit you if you're in rolling mode. Up the stairs here we find a dead end for now. However, there are a couple of things we can grab, like this stray fairy over here. Okay, there's just some rupees in here. You stay out of this. And there's something else we can find here, namely a big chest. Other than that, as you can see, we have a big dead end. Nothing we can do. But this chest we can open, so let's go see what we have in here. The dungeon map, of course. So we can check out how this place looks, layout-wise. Okay, map. As you can see, we have 5 floors in this dungeon. And one thing that immediately attracts your eye is the fact that all 5 floors are situated around one central room. The central room is the only room in this dungeon that actually goes over all 5 of the floors. And that is going to be the main room of this dungeon, the most important one. And in fact, it's right through that door, so let's go check out this main room immediately. And find out why it actually goes over all 5 of the floors. It is a giant tower. A lot of ramps. And the very top is what we need to reach at some point. Okay, but currently we are on the first floor. As you can see, we have a middle platform over here, which we can use in order to get to the other parts of this room. And this is actually the only door that is open to us right now, so let's go in here. Okay, here we find a double block. It is double, so it looks heavy, but even regular Link's actually able to pull this, so you don't have to be Goron Link for this. However, there is one specific place we want to bring this to. Just pulling it out of the way is actually not enough. We also want to bring it right over here. You will actually see a little bit of a niche there. And that is where we want to place this thing. Okay, here we go. Once we place it, it will fall down a little bit and spawn a chest. For much later, because it's too high up, so we can't reach it quite yet. We'll be back here later. But what's more important for now is the fact that in the little side room behind the blocks is actually a chest containing a small key. And as you may remember, there was a door at the very beginning of this dungeon. And that one was locked, and now we have a way to actually open it. But before we go back to the first room of this dungeon, first we want to go down to the basement floor. And here we will find another stray fairy. First of all, we find a switch that is already pressed. Weird, I know. More on that later. But other than that, we can actually find a giant switch. First one in this game. A switch only Goron Link can press. In this case, spawning a stray fairy chest. Also be careful for the red bubbles here. Ow. Okay, let's try ignoring these guys for now. They are just a big waste of time. But okay, once you have your stray fairy, it is actually time to move back to the first room. You can look on your map to see we need to head south for that. However, there's a frozen door there. On this side, we actually have some torches, which we can use to shoot an arrow and unfreeze this ice. And it will actually also unfreeze it on the other side, so you don't have to worry. As you can see, we can now access the first room again. Okay, after this door, we find an icy track. Let's first get rid of you. It's not easy fighting these guys on ice. There we go. Okay, there's a block that is frozen. There's a switch that is frozen. Let's first get rid of you. Bam. There's a lot of stuff we can't do yet in this room. But we can open this other big chest. Containing the compass, obviously. That is not a secret. So we now know where all of the chests in this dungeon are. And we also know where the boss is, which is not a big surprise here. On the 4th floor, the very top of this tower, is the boss door. And that is our goal. Okay, what more can we do here? Okay, we have a cracked wall here. Rule number 1 in the Zelda game, cracked wall equals bombs. Let's open up this door. Okay. Come on! Is the blast radius that pathetic in this game? Okay, before we stop using bombs, there's actually something else we can do with bombs. Namely, this crate over here. There's a better way to do this later, but I like doing it like this. Trying to throw a bomb upward and make it explode in mid-air. Opening this crate. And get yourself a stray fairy. And only do it like this, because this is by far the most fun way to do it. Okay, now entering the 2nd floor. In this room we are actually required to bring out our bow and arrow. Because if we look at the ceiling we will find a lot of icicles we need to shoot down. I'm pretty sure we don't have to do them all officially, but I will shoot down all of them. You can actually get a lot of rupees from them as well, so... Okay, one more. Okay, the ceiling has been cleaned up nicely. Let's bring out our lens of truth, because that is also going to be required in this room. Here we find a wall that looks pretty suspicious. And if we look through it with our lens of truth, we will find out it's actually not solid. We can go in here and find a chest containing a stray fairy. Remember this trick, because the dungeon is going to pull that trick more. This is not going to be the only time. However, our compass gives away there is a chest here. And apparently I can't hit the snowball. So, remove the giant snowball, open the chest for a small key. Which actually requires to even leave this room. A small key that is used immediately. Okay, and I should have all the stray fairies here. Yeah, okay, let's move on. Okay, there's a giant block of ice blocking our easy way to the other side of this room. So we need to do it the hard way with a puzzle. But before we do, stray fairy time in the ceiling. This one is very well hidden, so pretty hard to find this one. But I know it's there, so not a problem for me. And there we go. Okay, and now it's time to crack the puzzle of this room. As you can see, we have a pound switch here. Oh, Tedder wants to say something about it, so... What? Do you think you can push down something this big by just standing on top of it? You're going to have to find some way to pound it down. Yeah, I was already explaining this was a pound switch, Tedder. But anyway, if we pound it, we will find... 2 other switches will actually go up. And one of them is actually blocking our way out of this room. So we need to find a way to unpress them and still be able to reach this side of the room. And this is how we do it. We press the blue switch. We should actually put up this blue switch. And then we can push this yellow switch, the one we can actually reach. To put this other one down as well. And this other blue platform we can use to climb back up there. And that is how this puzzle works. But it is time, so do be quick. Okay, and now we're up here. Central room, 2nd floor. Reaching the other side is pretty simple here. It asks for a Goron jump again, as you can see. Thank you. Okay, the staircase to the 3rd floor is frozen for now, so we are forced over here. Okay, this room. Yeah, there's not really something for us to do quite yet, but do allow me to point out where we are. As you can see, this is the room where we found the dungeon map. Only on the 2nd floor now. Continuation, however, is over here. On the other side. Requiring another Goron jump. And looking at our map, it will lead us to a rectangular room containing a chest. And there's another suspicious wall over there. And that one looks a lot tougher to reach, actually. More on that later. Anyway, we want to go to this room first. And the way the room looks on the map kind of gives away what it is already. The first mid-boss of this dungeon. Say hello to Wizrobe. The Majora's Mask iteration of a Wizrobe. It's pretty interesting how he works. As you can see, he has 4 different portals he can come from. And we need to find where he is before he freezes us. And of course shoot him with an arrow. If you try approaching him with your sword, he will just teleport away again, so we need to shoot him from a distance. And after hitting him a couple of times, he will start dancing around, as you can see. And also put in some decoys, so it's even harder to spot him. The real one will always stay around on the platform, so that's your way of finding him. Shoot him 3 more times and an easy win is yours. It is time for the dungeon item. Let's see what we have. We got the hero's bow in the first dungeon. In this dungeon we get the fire arrow. Set it to one of the item buttons to power up your arrows with magic. A direct hit will put the heat on your target. Aim wisely to set objects aflame and melt ice. And most importantly, melt ice. There's a lot of frozen stuff here. And now we finally have something to thaw it without using hot spring water or a lit torch. Because those are not always available. Let's go try it out right over here. The staircase to the 3rd floor is going to be our first victim. Equipping the... Oh, fire arrow works like this apparently. Set it over your equipped bow and arrow. Not if it is unequipped, apparently then it does not work. And now we can use magic arrows to shoot fire. Okay, once we reach the 3rd floor, we will actually find out we cannot reach the other side of the room. There's no Goron jump here. So, we're stuck here for now, you might say. However, if we check out the 1st floor, remember that pillar, here we actually have something we can use to traverse to the other side of the room. If only we had a way to get this up higher. And what if I told you there is a way to get this up higher? Now that we have the fire arrow, we can actually access this room, the green room, I always call it. Because as you can see, there is a switch there. And the switch we can reach through this room. And that is going to be the key to continuing this dungeon. Okay, first we have a couple of these freeze dudes over here. Our sword is enough to take care of them. But now that we have our magic arrows, this is a much more fun way to take care of them. And taking all of them out in this room will spawn another stray fairy chest. So allow me to grab that one first. Before we start tackling the next part of this puzzle. Which is pretty obvious. We see a lot of unlit torches here. So we need to light these guys in order to open up the locked door. I hope you've been practicing with all of your bow and arrow minigames in the side quests. Let's see if we can aim properly here. Every arrow we shoot does not just drain one arrow, it also drains magic, so we don't want to fire these too many times. Okay, now that we have access to this switch, let's go see what it does. Bam! Ah, that is what we want. Now this main room becomes interesting. Okay, let's return to this main room. You can also use this door. Does not matter, they both lead back to the main room. Okay. If you come out from the other side, you can always use the basement floor to also get yourself up here again. Because the pillar in the middle is now higher, so it blocks our way for the most part. And this is not the main door. This should be the main door. Yeah, that was what I was looking for. Now that the middle platform is actually higher. No, you know what? Let's go show off what I was just talking about. Because of the main pillar being higher up, it is actually a lot more of a puzzle how to traverse the dungeon. Because we can't go over the middle platform anymore. So this basement floor staircase is much more important now. This is actually our only way to get to this side of the room again. Which is convenient, because we want this chest over here. And since we have arrows that can thaw ice, we can now grab this chest. There are no torches in this room, so this is the only way to actually get this chest. Containing another small key, which we can use to open up the third floor locked door. But before we go there, let's go check off the final stray fairies on the first floor. Now that we have the fire arrows, something else has opened up on the first floor. Let's go back to the left wing.